Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the Home Weather Office on this Tuesday morning. It's now the 11th day of June 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the Home Weather Office. And as I look out the window, it is sunny and bright. And as I have the windows open, it is a warm morning. The warm morning is setting the stage for what's going to be a hot afternoon. We're going to see most valley spots over 100. Places like Sacramento, maybe something like 103. Marysville, areas well away from the Delta, maybe around 104, something like that. But the question is, how long is this going to last? Indications are that tomorrow we will likely see a change in this with a Delta breeze in the afternoon. However, the trick here is that quite often the models are too fast in bringing in the cooling. So that's going to be the trick for the day tomorrow. Let's start with what's going on today. There is the marine layer along the coast, but boy, this is a lot less than it was yesterday, and it's also a lot thinner than it was yesterday. And as we go through this, you can even see it already getting scoured away from the coast. So right along the immediate beaches, you have some of the fog, or maybe just a couple hundred yards off the beach. But as you can see, there isn't any fog in places like Napa or Sonoma, or even in San Jose this morning. The Central Valley is clear, and same in the Sierra. And as you look at this, you can also see we're down to very little snow left in the high Sierra as well, as is rather typical for this time of year. So with the marine layer, it'll be rebuilding during the day tomorrow. So the question is, what's going to happen with the wind? So I'm going to show you the HRRR wind, and this is this afternoon. And what I want you to notice here is that the valley has very little wind. Off the coast, there's a stronger north wind, as highlighted in these areas of, what is that? Pinkish, maroonish, fuchsia. I have no idea. But as I scroll over this in the valley, look at the winds are 7, 8 knots. So it's just going to be one of those really warm afternoons without much in the way of a breeze. And usually in the afternoon and evening, this is around 7 o'clock, we start getting a breeze. But even if I go over Solano County, the wind is around 15 knots, something like that. And without a good marine layer, there's just not going to be any cool air on that. So a very warm afternoon today. And that'll carry into a pretty warm evening. So let's get into the day Wednesday. Wednesday morning, same thing. We still have very light winds up and down the valley. There's a hint of an onshore flow here. And then as we go through the afternoon, I'll stop this around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now we have a pretty strong wind, or a pretty sustained wind in the valley. 25 knots coming through Solano County and then spreading up the valley to 15 knots or so. So this is an onshore flow. And so the question is, how much cool air is on that? So with that, let's take a look at the HRRR temperatures. And I'll go to 5 o'clock this afternoon. And as I scroll over this, you'll see that this is like Chico, maybe 105. And as I come down the Sacramento area, about 103, 104. And then you get closer into Solano County, maybe something like 99. But up and down the valley, it's hot. And then some pretty good heat up into the foothills, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, and then the high Sierra, temperatures in the 70s and 80s. So this is our hottest day. So this is this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Let's get into the day on Wednesday and see how it changes. Wednesday gets off to a warm start. But right here, this is around the middle part of the day. I know it's kind of tough to see, but we're starting to get more of an onshore gradient. That's these black lines. Those are the isobars, and we have the winds blowing perpendicular to those. So we're starting to get an onshore flow. And then as I go to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, areas like Solano County and Sacramento are only in the 90s, 80s and 90s. Now you go farther to the north, we're in the upper 90s to around 100, 102 maybe in a place like Chico. But whether or not we're going to get enough of that onshore flow in time to keep Sacramento from hitting 100 degrees, that's going to be the question for today. I have a hunch that Sacramento is probably going to stay more like, maybe 95 to 98. And then we'll see rapid cooling in the evening just about everywhere as that onshore gradient increases, so that by the time we get to Thursday morning, which is what I'm showing you here, we have temperatures that are down in the 50s and low 60s. So that's going to be the real trick here over the next couple of days, just timing the cooling and whether or not it comes in time to prevent Sacramento and other spots from getting to 100 degrees. So otherwise, let's take a look at the big picture here and look at the what we can expect as we go through about the next week or so. So today we just kind of have this flat ridging over our area, and that's why it's going to be kind of hot. But the flow begins to buckle a little bit during the day tomorrow, and then more so on Thursday. So here we have general troughing in the area. It's not the greatest trough, not the deepest trough, so it's not going to be chilly. It's just going to be cooler as we head into the end of the week. And then the weekend, yeah, another trough. Let's see what time we're up to here. This is Saturday. Very comfortable day. A breeze, sunshine, some mountain clouds. And this overall pattern stays through the weekend and into next week, with a deeper trough perhaps going by. What day is what to here? This is Tuesday, perhaps a deeper trough then. And then behind that, maybe a little ridge for Wednesday that we could pop the temperatures again. And then we get some more troughing going by. So all in all, this pattern looks relatively benign. And by that, at this time of year, we're just kind of looking at, just how hot it might be. And today's a good example of that. But after today, I mentioned the uncertainty about just how hot Wednesday might be. But other than that, the temperatures look as though they're going to be relatively comfortable. And I know we kind of went from a nice mild May. We didn't have any 100s, and suddenly 100s are in the forecast every now and then. And well, that's the way it's going to be for the next few months. So we just kind of keep an eye on the heat. There also may be a couple of thunderstorms in the Sierra today. We saw some yesterday. Best chance today is going to be well south of South Lake Tahoe. So that's everything I've got for you this morning on this Tuesday morning. I will once again be on TV today at 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11. You can join me then. In the meantime, have a great day. I'll talk with you later.